Have you struggled with dating, relationships? Well, today I want to give some points that I learned from the book The Way as a Superior Man by David Deida. And it's dominantly going to apply to guys, but also this can apply to any gender as well. Welcome back to the podcast. So thank you for being here. Now, I wanted to talk about this because I've been someone who, even social confidence, when I was a teenager, perhaps even into my, well, probably not early 20s. I got a lot more confident then. But in my teenage years, I was quite a shy guy. Like, definitely with the girls, people in general at points. Like, I would hide away rather than being seen on my own, very self conscious. In fact, I didn't go to the school prom because I was like, both of them. Like, there was one when I was 16 and 18 because I didn't want to be like judged or looked at. I wouldn't be stood on my own. I had a group of friends on both of them, but I kind of didn't want to be judged by what I termed the cool kid. So that's kind of where I am. I really struggled, like, I had the odd girlfriend in school and kind of like through the years, like a couple of dating situations that were like really tough and then kind of dating relationships has always been kind of, for me, a bit of a struggle, even in my 20s and 30s. But it was certainly in my teens when I was lacking social confidence. Now, through the years, I increased my social confidence to when I got in my 20s. So I had a good group of mates that I'd hang out with and make different mates. And I got very good socializing and I believed in myself. And over time, I got better with the whole dating relationship thing. Now, it's not easy. Like, in this day and age, I've got to be honest, it is not easy. Right now, I'm very fortunate to have met a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman. But generally, it can be quite tough for a lot of people, and I appreciate that. I hear a lot of guys, it's just so difficult. Like, women aren't receptive to them, and there's women who say, "Oh, there's no decent men out there," and yeah, and then they get the, and not always, and sometimes we get in this like war of like, and then of course I appreciate there's like different like sexual orientations, different genders, all of these things into the mix. But I think in general, my perception would be dating can be quite challenging. Maybe that's not the most empowering view, but that's how I kind of found it. And many times I kind of would focus on just me, my own stuff, right? And actually, that's when I found I kind of like met the best women when something developed. When I was like going hard on trying to find someone. And I just wanted to share some things from the book, The Way of the Superior Man, today, because it's been a really big, powerful book that has impacted my life. So here are some points that I found as being really, really useful. And I'll also say this before I go into the points from the book, that it's really important to like focus on what's going on inside yourself. We can blame and be like, oh, they're all difficult, all these, but I'm going to call this out, and I found it true in my life, that if you're attracting the same kind of person, whatever gender you're going for, that's something going on inside of you. Now, people don't like to hear that because they go, oh my God, no, but they did this, they did that. Energetically, though, and unconsciously, subconsciously, what is going on inside of you? Because I find the more work I did on myself and addressed those wounds, the better I attracted, the better in life I felt about me, and therefore attracted women who are more aligned over time. So I just share that with you. So here are some points from the book that I think is really, really key. Number one, find an hour a day doing what you love. Now, why do you do this? What's this got to do with relationships? And these are all kind of like internal things, but they generate good on your relationship, not just a dating and relationship, intimate relationship life, but also your other relationships, I found personally for me. So doing what you love gives you more energy and creates more frequency, creates a personality about you, and therefore you attract more people who like doing what you're doing. For example, like I love personal growth. I love developing myself, working on myself, and doing my podcasting, all these kind of things that give me energy. And I find, like, if I go on something, and I'm not like, this is just me, right? But if I go on something like, I've been on the dating apps, I don't even know, can't remember what they are for so long because I just don't agree with them. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I found them very difficult because of what I'm into. But I'm into like growth and stuff like that. I'm not saying that everyone on these apps isn't into growth, but typically I found when I was talking about like these people I follow, these kind of things, obviously listening to her and understanding more about her when I was dating, like if I was dating someone off an app or whatever, like I just wouldn't like have a good, strong connection. But when I when I go to events and opportunities and in circles where I'm being me and I'm doing what I love, found like such a better quality connection of like the women there, and things are developed, like when I've met someone or in some kind of networking situation. So find what you love doing, because when you focus on that, it's not like, oh, when I go to my first class of this, I must meet. No, don't do that. That's not a good expectation. But focus on what you love doing, because it not only builds energy, but if you've got like opportunity in network and stuff, you're going to meet more people, right? And that leads to good opportunities as well. So the second thing is, this is it sounds a bit cheesy, but it's very clear, very important, I feel. And I heard this on a podcast the other day as well, is be love, embody being love. Now, that can be very difficult in life sometimes. Like the person cuts you up in traffic, someone screams something horrible at you, someone does something bad. And there's worse cases than that, of course. But if you look at some of the examples in the world, it shows what's possible. Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. Read that book if you haven't already. It's a great book, I'd recommend. But he was like in the worst circumstance, some of the worst circumstances human beings could be in, like in the Holocaust, like people getting killed all around, like they're tortured, all these kind of things. But it was like, right, I'm going to be here for a meaning. I'm going to be here for a meaning and a purpose to show what's possible when I'm in this horrendous situation. And therefore, like, knew there's a meaning there. Now it's more about meaning. Nelson Mandela, sent to prison for years, instead of coming out and being like, we got to get him back, came out, forgiveness and his love, right? So it shows what's possible. And he's in prison for years, right? So if you can embody more love and just realize that you are love, and other people like are just hurt and got wounds, and you can accept them, and it's not about condoning and being like a doormat or anything like that. No, someone hurts you, communicate that to him, them, right? Could be a guy, could be a woman, right? But if you live in an aim as an intention, don't worry about getting it perfect. You're going to slip up. You're human. You're going to get angry at people. You're going to get upset. But if you can practice to be love more often than not, that's going to increase the quality of your life and your relationships with people, coming from a loving place. Being love is not the same as being nice. I want to be clear about that as well. Being nice for me means hiding who you are, being fearful, and trying to please other people so you don't get in confrontation and you don't get your needs met. But that doesn't matter because you're scared of what they could say, right? That's not love. That's fear. Love is when you live in your truth and you live in kindness for other people. That's not people pleasing. That is like when someone's like doing something that's not right, you have a word with them because you do it out of love. If someone does something wrong by you, you speak up, but you find a way to let it go, right? That is love, doing love for yourself. Holding on to resentment. I was talking about this with one of my coaches the other day who was coaching me through something. And holding on to resentment or anger is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. It just doesn't work, right? So be love, right? And that's going to attract more quality people in your life. When I've been in like this loving place, I've attracted community, attracted someone amazing into my life, all these kind of things. So you must be love, right? Number 3, don't be reliant on another person or anyone to be happy. That is not their job. Your job is to make you happy. I've done many things, right? I've, in the past met someone awesome, or like got a load of achievements, or like found an awesome community, or joined a new like mastermind or whatever, or something like that. And I still didn't feel fully happy because I wasn't fully happy, because that's an internal job. But the thing is, when I found that I'm more happy and I've done that internal work, regardless of the external world, then I start attracting the right people in even more, right? And in the romantic setting, even better quality, right? So don't be reliant on someone else to be happy. Don't think like when I get a partner or I get that situation or I get into that peer group or whatever, I'm going to be happy. You got to be happy now. It's the other way around. Right, I found with that one. Number 4 is I wrote this point down. It's kind of the same. You got to be already full. So find as many ways as possible to make yourself as a full cup, not an empty cup looking for water, but you're already full and you pour into other people. You give out of enjoyment, right? So find a place to be already full, right? And do things that are going to energize you. Even things are tough, just, be grateful and fill your cup first. And then number 5, that I learned from this book as well, and these are all points I learned from the book, is find time in community. If you're a man, we're talking about men here, find other men to hang out with. Men's groups. I've been in men's groups. They're very good, very powerful. You get challenged. They challenge you to grow. They get you to talk your vulnerability, honest truth. I'm in a community of Danny Morale. There's lots of amazing people there. And when I'm in that community, it's really powerful because we help each other grow. We challenge each other. We really push each other. Like I've met like millionaires who will really push me and things like that. They'll like call out when I'm getting into maybe a bit of a bad time, and then I'll just be like, oh, negative self-talk's coming a little bit because I'm a human being, and then they'll call me out. That's the power of community. Be in community. We are not alone. I'm going to call this out as well, even though this is either an audio or a YouTube you're watching as well. Use this as your foundation. Fantastic, amazing. This is just my honest view, right? People think they're really going to grow and they're going to blossom and things are going to go amazing by watching free videos and podcasts all the time. I know this is a free video and a podcast, but this is the foundation. You need more than that. I'm just going to say that. Right? If you're like, I don't want to pay for a community because it's going to cost me money. I don't want to invest in that coach or that community. I'll tell you what's costing you more, being stuck where you are right now. Okay? So find a way. You can find communities for like $20-$30 a month, some really great ones, right? Or even less in some cases, right? I wouldn't recommend it because it won't be as good quality, but like find yourself, there's even free communities, right? In some cases, right? I like to be in like paid communities because other people invest in themselves and there's a different type of energy behind that than doing some free stuff, right? But find yourself a community, even if it's online. Ideally, you go to in-person events and look how that changes your life. I'll give you an example. Earlier this year, I was in a tough situation. Like I got into quite a dark place and I was like, I need a new sort of like in-person thing. Like I need some people around me. I need to grow. I need to heal and do some deeper work, right? There's some wounds that are showing up here. So I paid thousands to jump, even though I'd invested in a load of stuff and I was paying stuff back, jumped into a community and I paid thousands. I went the full ticket and it was a little bit of a stretch, and I was around the table with people earning millions, right? And I was in this room and some of those people two of those people I become really close friends with, and they help me grow all the time, right? So that's the power of community, just getting in a room. Now I'm not saying you got to pay thousands to get into a community. Like I was really pushing myself, but find yourself a community of people. Like, please do it. All right. You don't have to pay mega bucks, but just listening to like free stuff and thinking that's going to change is not. Community is powerful. We are not meant to be like, we need time alone. Yes, 100%. But like community is the power. So find yourself a community. That's the final thing I'm going to share, because that's really going to boost your relationship with yourself, because you'll discover yourself and you grow more, you meet other people, and that's going to make you even more powerful for your partner or your future partner when they come along as well. So that's what I wanted to share today in terms of some things I've learned from the book, The Way of the Superior Man, that's really helped me in my dating, relationship, life, and then my other relationships as well, I would just say. So the 5 things: find an hour a day doing what you love as much as possible. Be love as much as possible. 3, don't be reliant on a partner to be happy or something else. It's got to come from you. Number 4, linking from that, be full, come from a full place, fill yourself up as much as possible. Number 5, find a community. Listen to resources, listen to things on the go, read all these kind of things, listen to these podcasts, but find yourself a community, because you're not going to grow on your own as much as you do with other people as well. So that's what I got for you today. I appreciate you for being here. And remember to lead with your heart and not with fear.